Hey everybody, yeah, it's Friday, November 2nd, 2024. Um, I'm a little bit late this morning getting things recorded. It's pushing 9 o'clock Chicago time, but yeah, it's been kind of crazy out in my world this past week. So, uh, even though I basically overslept. I slept till like 5:30 this morning when I normally get up around 3. Um, but yeah, let's just get things rocking and rolling. Remember that I am a clairvoyant, clairaudient, so everything is entertainment purposes only. And do your own research, form your own opinions. All the other information is down in the description box if you want to join the channel. And by doing that, you're actually basically prepaying for your birthday readings and other private readings throughout the year. And some people, it's like, or have the ability then to contact me personally offline through the phone, you know, this job or do, and for fast questions and just fast chit chat about things that are happening in life. So let's get going. It's like I do have a list. I'm jumping all over the place because, like I said, we've kicked off a new year for some people and some faiths. And so this is like New Year's Day, and a lot of stuff is popping up. And some things that I'm going to mention are uh, are kind of cage rattling. So remember, my channel is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. A lot of people have mentioned and reminded me about the flooding happening in Spain. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff happening over on their eastern border, like the Mediterranean area through Valencia and all that. So check out Avid Gardener and Barron's channels because they live there. They have the up-to-date, accurate information. So what is it? Barron's Flying Club, Graham the Baron Hesketh, and Avid Gardner. All of the stuff pertaining to the Spanish flooding, you're going to find the better, more up-to-date over there. Now, I did take the time, and I have been listening for the past day since yesterday morning and stuff. Okay, the UK had to put in their new yearly budget for stuff. And let's put it this way, a lot of the UK news agencies like Sky News and other media outlets, they're kind of starting to go after Keir Starmer's government. And they're beginning to call out all the lies, the bullshit about the taxes, government spending, money going to the wrong people and wrong organizations. Certain bills are not getting paid in the UK. Hey, this is the Labour government that got slid in, that nobody really likes. And one of the big things that is going to start exploding in their faces is that in many incidences, the evil people keep getting set free and the good people are kept in jail. That's kind of like what happened in Germany during starting in the 20s and 30s and continued throughout the 40s and stuff. Yeah, I know even though it's shorter, it's getting in my face and stuff. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of shit more hitting the fan, especially because Keir Starmer we know the NHS is in a giant mess, but his nonsense is going to make it worse. And it would not surprise, and something that people don't realize is that for some things, NHS covers medical procedures here in the United States. at this time. So possibly, you know, like a lot of people go to different European countries or Central American countries in order to have cosmetic plastic surgery. Well, I think, and there's big tourism here in the States for certain countries to have a baby, so you have an anchor baby for U.S. residency. Well, people might start investigating coming here on a vacation and then visiting an American emergency room because they have a pre-existing condition that they're on a wait list back in the UK. But some things, like if women have issues like with endometriosis, and you go to an American emergency room and you're just like, you're hemorrhaging, they'll rush you in for the proper surgical procedure ASAP, and it'll get covered here by your NHS. So some people may want to start checking in, because if it's considered by American standards an emergency situation, book a vacation here in the city, do your investigation as to what hospitals are the best for what, and you're going to be pretty near top of the list here for certain things, where you're waiting forever in the UK. And Keir Starmer is going to get really upset when he starts seeing a bunch of bills coming from U.S. hospitals. That may be the push to get the NHS on track. Okay? Now, see, I told you it's almost 9 o'clock. Now, one of the other things people have to start watching out is, I do watch the news coming out of Japan, and some of the news agencies out of Tokyo are really pushing for cami poop. And especially those that promote these certain economists, but the economists that they are using are people from the UK. And they're putting on a lot of people who are pro-Harris, which is big mistake. Now, elsewhere in the world, okay, I've mentioned it before, people here in the States, to keep your eyes out, because there's going to be a lot more of obscure tropical diseases popping up, like yellow fever, dengue fever, malaria. Well, it has made it onto the news quietly that dengue fever has just skyrocketed in Nepal. Yeah. A lot of stuff that is transmitted through skeeter bites. It's being spread around countries that are anti-Big Red Sea. And the Big Red Sea is continuing all its little war games through the South China Sea. And ironically now, even Vietnam. Now go back and do your history, talk to some veterans. Vietnam went communist back in the 70s with everything. And China was the people supplying Vietnam with all the stuff so the communists could win. I mean, go back, do your history on the fall of Saigon, which is now Ho Chi Minh City. Well, Vietnam is now getting pissy because Big Red Sea is the Paracel Islands, and that's kind of like big tourist area for the country of Vietnam. Yeah, so now even the little satellite countries of the Big Red Sea are getting pissy at what the Big Red Sea is doing to them. And now even some people are having fits. They're like saying, oh, we need to put sanctions on companies that are selling stuff to Russia. Well, we also need to put sanctions on countries that are being supplied by, they're saying we got to put sanctions on things manufactured in India because India sells goods to Russia. Well, we need to really boost up all the sanctions on the products coming out of the Big Red Sea because they're actually supplying the Islamic Republic. So instead of sanctioning India, which that's what the demon quacks want, because India is our friend. I mean, you've even seen it with Donald celebrating Diwali, which is the big light festival. But not one peep out of Cami Poop. I mean, we're hearing shit from Cami Poop, and she's getting all these stupid-ass entertainers that are under the control of the big corporations. I mean, we've had J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez. Oh, I'm a Puerto Rican. I go, duh. J-Lo, you were born in the USA. You're an American with Puerto Rican heritage. Okay? So protect the country you were born in. Yeah, J-Lo went supporting K-Poop in Vegas, and now K-Poop's was in Arizona. And of course, K-Poop only dishes out word salad, and now she's claiming that Donald and the GOP are discriminatory towards women, and K-Poop is pushing for women to lie to their partners. Now, any really solid partnership between two people, a big portion of it is truth and honesty. So, yeah, the demon quacks are pushing, and it's a blatant statement. They're pushing for the dissolution of the traditional nuclear family, where you've got a couple raising children. I don't care what combination the couple is, but two parents with kids, that's a family. And the Cami Poop group is pushing for the dissolution, and she's actually very discriminatory about women. Start digging around. Back when she was district attorney, when prosecuting state's attorney for the city of San Francisco, that area, and when she was attorney general of California. Now remember, my channel is entertainment only. Cami Poop, when she was a practicing attorney working for the local and state governments in California, she would actually basically keep postponing cases about women being attacked, discriminated, all sorts of nasty stuff happening to women in California. She kept the delays going, agreeing and condoning continuances in courtrooms. And when she was on the prosecution end, evidence would be destroyed or go missing. That's Cami Poop. And we've got to be, this is what she'll do. And even now she's pulling out, Mark Cuban. Okay, big mistake on his point, saying that Donald doesn't have any smart women around him. Well, Mark Cuban, you're in Texas. You just effed up big time, dude. Every Texas woman who wears red boots or is wearing red for the next few days, if you see that sucker, go out and call him in his face, because you just Mark Cuban, you crossed the line. You just insulted nearly every single American Texan woman. And there's a lot of us, worldwide. Yeah, I'm half Texan from my dad's side. And there's a lot of women who live in the DFW area. And Marky Cuban, don't you own a couple professional sports teams? And some of those teams and the arenas that they play in, there's a lot of women on staff. So, every woman should boycott every sporting event that is of a team that is owned by Marky Cuban. And he'll see how many smart women, by the empty seats and the lack of service and the lack of concessions and the lack of break time entertainment, he's going to see the lack of women. Everyone should start boycotting Mark Cuban's anything and everything he owns. And what's even more stupid now is we're seeing this. Everyone goes, oh, Donald is nothing but a reality show dude. Well, someone who got her start on Donald's show is out bashing him. That Omarosa witch, yeah, she was a bitch on the TV show and everybody saw it and everybody was waiting for her to get fired. Well, she used that 15 minutes of fame and now she's going all over bashing Donald. Where if it wasn't for his show, she'd still be an unknown entity. And that woman needs to be boycotted and called out on her bullshit. Big time. Now, we've got a lot of people bashing out Donald. But one thing that I did spot, find Mark Dice's channel. He put up a video this morning pertaining to with Jimmy Kimmel in the title. Well, within that video, he's actually showing video evidence of how certain voting machines are not registering the right things because, you know, you've got the stupid touch screen and people whose circulation isn't that good, they're having really difficult times voting. They're showing how inaccurate those electronic touchscreen pieces of crap are, where we have to go back to regular paper ballots and you fill in the boxes. Or probably punch the chads. But yeah, Mark Dice, find the video with Jimmy Kimmel in the title and watch it, and he shows how wonky shit is. Now, like I said, India just had its big holiday, Diwali, which is Festival of Lights. Cami Poop has done nothing. Cami Poop and the Democrats, well, actually, the Islamic extremists that are trying to take over America, none of them have mentioned the nonsense that's going on in Bangladesh. Yeah, you know we get all those stupid robocalls, and if you listen closely, the accent of the people on the phone, you can tell they're not Americans. Well, most of them come out of Bangladesh. And that country was part of India until the partition, and up until the 70s, it was known as East Pakistan, where then it became its own independent country, known as Bangladesh. And it's a it's a pro-extremist Muslim country. They follow the doctrine coming out of Tehran. So Bangladesh is another satellite country of the Islamic Republic. And, of course, the Democrats are ignoring the fact that every single person who is not following the extreme Islamic ideology, anyone who is following any of the Judeo-Christian faiths, is basically being run out of town, if not massacred. And Donald is standing up and letting India know, hey, India is the friends of the GOP. And we're going to help ditch all the crap that's coming out of Bangladesh and the Big Red Sea. And now we're starting to see more and more countries that you wouldn't expect. I mean, Cami Poop and Barack Obama and Tim Walz and Jojo and Blinken are all pushing, oh, if you're black, you got to vote for Cami. Well, it's really ironic because even the knucklehead from the Cringe and Gin duo out in California, yeah, the one knucklehead, she claims to be 43% Nigerian, and here she's promoting Cami Poop. Well, the country of Nigeria has made it known that they are supporting Donald. Yeah, if you talk to someone who's actually from Nigeria or have contacts, anyone who follows a Judeo-Christian faith in the country of Nigeria is pro-Donald. Only the evil members of Tehran's ideology are pro-Cami. So, folks, you got to make a choice. Not only is this election economic, it's a choice between religious freedom or Sharia law. Take a look at what's happened to every single woman in Afghanistan. They're basically prisoner in their own homes. Cami Poop is nothing but a front for the Islamic Republic of Tehran and Barry Soetoro, Barack Hussein's wish to turn America, which was based on religious freedom, into a country controlled and under Sharia law. Do you want your freedom of speech? Your Second Amendment to own pow-pows? Yeah. Cami Poop and her Barry and his minion Cami Poop are telling women to lie. They're lying to women. Donald will and pushes for complete and confidential health care. And what falls under complete and confidential health care is women's reproductive health. You want the government in your business telling you what you can and cannot have under medical treatment via the health insurance company saying, no, you can't have this done? Then that's Barry and Cami. If you want medical freedom, you got to go with Donald. You want religious freedom, you got to go with Donald. This is what I keep getting. I mean, I sit back and I stew on things, go into the zone. And what these little bits and pieces the globalists put out. But when you look behind it, you see whatever they're saying they're going to make sure it doesn't happen, they'll be taking away half a dozen more things. So it's an uneven trade-off. Yeah, the last election they were paying people, what, $600 for their vote? This time they're saying, oh, women will have reproductive freedom. No. You don't have a choice. You won't be able to go see a doctor if you're under Sharia law. You'll have girls, as soon as they start their first monthly cycle, they'll be able to be auctioned off and your parental rights will be taken away. Yeah, folks, do some thinking. We've got 4 more days to go. I already voted. Get out there and make sure you use a paper ballot. We've got to save, by saving America, we'll be saving every other member of a Judeo-Christian faith worldwide. Now today's Friday, so Saturdays that's my day to do it's my day off. But Sunday, yes, I will be going live at 11 o'clock in the morning, Chicago time. And so please check, those of you who are across the pond, I kind of messed up because we turn our clocks back at different times, daylight savings time. So it'll be 11 a.m. Chicago time. So you're going to have to go and figure out what time that is in your country outside of the U.S. So everybody, have a good weekend, Friday, Saturday evening. Shabbat Shalom, and I'll catch you all on Sunday morning. Thank you. Bye-bye.